When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people in America lives with a mental illness? Do you have the communication skills to help out if one is in a crisis? What if it's your best friend? Maybe your son or daughter? Well, crisis intervention isn't new. The book Crisis Intervention 101 is. It's easy to read, include links to 2 videos, and it's under $10. Get your copy of Crisis Intervention 101 today on Amazon.com, because we all need help in a crisis.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSinstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you're being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Welcome back. You know, there's a lot going on in our country, and you know, really, a country is a country, and I don't really care how small it is. You're still going to have a lot going on. But when you have 320 plus million people, there's going to be a lot going on. And in this particular case, you're also going to have a lot going on that is recycled. Now, not recycled in the sense that, you know, it's the same old stuff being dragged up from, you know, a minute ago, but stuff that is coming back because there's something new that's added to the story. in this particular case, Walmart. Now, everybody knows, unless you've been living under a rock or living out in Rush Limbaugh's Real Linda. Yeah, everybody know. Wait, geez, I almost sound like I'm from the West Coast. Real Linda. That's another thing. I'm going to digress for a second. The millennials, you always know when you're talking to a certain type of millennial. Because if you've ever listened to Mark Zuckerberg speak, his speech pattern and cadence and accentuating, not necessarily an accent, but his accentuating, drives me insane. It's like they never grow up. They've got this same childish speech pattern. And I hear, there's this new DJ. Do they still call them DJs? Radio personality. And he's in his early 20s from the information that I have been given. His name is Zach. I think it's Zach Sang. S-A-N-G Sang. And you would think that he might be, Asian descent unless he's adopted. No, he's a white kid. But his name is Zach Sang, I do believe, and he has a and it airs here in New Hampshire. It's syndicated, and it's called Zach Sang and the Gang. Now, the first time I heard it, I'm thinking, Zach Sang. Who's Zach Sang? And it's kind of like a Ryan Seacrest-esque type of thing. It's not a countdown, but it's like the Ryan Seacrest show where they kind of it's like morning shows, but it's on at night, and it's geared towards it's geared towards the millennial generation and younger. And the thing that I can't listen to that program. Even though they play some of the songs, some songs I like. Most of it's like, the Bieber and Nicki Minaj crap that's on fills the airwaves. But some of the stuff that is all right. It's mainstream pop music stuff. I know they try to call it R&B and hip hop, and that's not it. That's just mainstream pop. That in and of itself is a problem because, a lot of today's artists, in my personal humble opinion, is that a lot of them don't have any talent, and that there are far more talented folks out there, both musically and vocally talented than what we have being foisted upon us as stars, which is a whole nother thread because that's why internet music is so popular. Because people can actually find these highly talented people that don't get record deals, but they sell a mint. There's a guy that's I think he's out of Vermont, named Jay Rice, Jay, Jay Rice, another white guy, but he's got a very soulful voice, and he does a lot of R&B. And I first found out about Jay Rice, I don't know, it was about 8 or 9 years ago. Maybe longer now, but I was at Keene. One of Keene that year I was at the Keene Pumpkin Festival, and there were people out there. Obviously, he put them out there, and they were handing out one of his older CDs. And I listened to it, and I thought, this guy's not too bad. He's better than some of the people that have record deals out there making it. But then I found out that at least back then, Jay Rice was making almost $1 million a year online. So, he wasn't some little itty bitty no name talent thing. It's just, you find yourself your niche market, and you get fans, and you build your fan base, and they'll buy your stuff. And this guy was doing all right. So you don't need that record labels. But this Zach Sang guy. And he's making it big, and I'm not going to chastise him for that, but his speech pattern, you just listen to him, and he was a millennial. And I can't listen to that type of speech pattern from an adult. Like, grow up already. You expect your 12-year-old or your 14-year-old, that sound like that, but not a 20-something-year-old man. Sorry, and yeah, it has nothing to do with his He's got kind of a gravelly voice, but unfortunately, it's not the good kind of gravelly. It's kind of gravelly, and he's like got a high voice. It's not a deep, manly voice with not at all. It's higher. He sounds like he's 12. He's got the speech pattern and cadence of a 12-year-old. I mean, I just can't listen to him. But that's also Mark Zuckerberg, although Zuckerberg's voice is deeper than Zach's, but it's still the same. It drives me insane looking at this kid talk and listening to him talk. It's just like, why don't you just put a Facebook post on it? I'll read it instead. That's better. I can't listen to you. But in any case, look, you want to talk about the Peter Pan effect. This is what we got. This is the Peter Pan syndrome. Everybody sort of blamed Michael Jackson for being a weirdo and he was ahead of his time. If Michael Jackson came on the scene today, he'd be viewed as being normal. I guarantee you he would. Well, I don't know. As long as he didn't take any selfies, he'd be viewed as normal. Walmart woes. Everybody knows about Walmart's, reports of profit being down. And of course, a lot of people should be out there cheering, yay, Walmart's profits are down. But, they're finding out something. That's not a good idea to have Walmart's profits down. Why? Because now Walmart is, they're reviving this minimum wage debate. Now, if you recall, Walmart caused a stir when it raised their pay for about 500,000 of its workers. But now the U.S. retail giant seems to regret the move after its profit outlook plunge, reviving a minimum wage debate. Now, I don't know why Walmart thought, and I'm sure that they didn't think this way, I don't know why Walmart would put out there in public that they thought that they could pay 500,000 more people and it wasn't going to affect their bottom line. Because that's what a lot of people thought. Oh, yeah, well, see, Walmart can afford to pay higher wages, and it's not going to affect their bottom line at all. Just what? Because Walmart did it. So the nation's biggest employer blames its recently released lower forecast on a plan it unveiled back in February to hike the minimum hourly compensation up to $10 from $7.25 at the federal level. Now, Walmart's mood followed mounting criticism by labor unions and others that its low wages have locked workers into poverty and even pressured some of them to seek public assistance to make ends meet. Now, even though Walmart raised its minimum wage, and certain municipalities across the country raised their minimum wage, what we later found out after all of this minimum wage raising is that a lot of employees were asking to have their hours cut back because they weren't going to be able to get that same public assistance because they were making too much. But that's another story. Now, this decision, however, had a snowball effect, spreading mostly notably to fast food chain McDonald's at a time when several U.S. states, including New York and major U.S. cities, Los Angeles and Seattle and San Francisco, took similar action, effectively bypassing the so-called hostile Republicans in Congress. By the way, this is a U.S. news story. That's why you see hostile Republicans in the story. But now Walmart's woes could put the brakes on this trend. Really? Wait. I remember them saying, well, if Walmart did this, the world's biggest employer, man, everybody would be falling in line because they would prove that it could be done, man. Whoop. Put the brakes on. Now Walmart could put the brakes on this trend. They have already prompted a reaction from the large camp of those opposed to increasing the minimum wage. It's something that hasn't been done since 2009. So Walmart was, the good guy, if you will, for attempting to raise the minimum wage because, all those who were for this $10 or $15 minimum, there were some who were actually advocating an $18 an hour minimum wage. I'm not talking Bernie Sanders. Bernie's out there. By the way, Bernie and Hillary are out there advocating a $15